Are you done clicky clacking?
Sorry, I was typing out the lyrics so I don't forget.
Unbelievable. Hi everyone. This is Joey from Two Blokes from Blighty, and before we get started, we're going to hear from our friends at the Pod Pack. Two girls, one reusable cup.
Take it away, gang.
Hello, we are Two Girls, One Reusable Cup, a podcast all about living a low-waste lifestyle in your 20s, hosted by Beth and Marie. We are just your average consumer trying to make the best decisions for people and planet. And we mess up. A lot.
And the next morning had a massive hangover and I was like, where's my reusable straw? No, my prized possession.
You know, toothpaste is like one of the jumping off points of this podcast. And it also was one of the jumping off points of my very large dentist bill.
And they put it in just standard plastic cup with a plastic lid. But don't worry, folks, they put a paper straw in it, which I think I slurped twice and then it disintegrated.
Wait, you've never learned how to ride a bike?
So kudos to my dad. He tried to teach me and I was just a pain.
I love how unforgiving you are of the fact that this was 1,800 metres above sea level. But where was my quiche?
Grab a cup of tea, sit down with us, and come and join the Sustainable Support Group.
Great name for a podcast too.
Absolutely.
Check out Two Girls, One Reusable Cup.
Why would I know where your fucking mug went? This is Tim from Two Blokes from Blighty. I'm joined by Joey. Hi, Joey.
That was so aggressive.
I love that
Hi,
song.
Tim. So I'm Joey Fitz. I'm joined as ever by my brother, the kleptomaniac, Tim Fitzgerald.
They're in my bedroom and in my car.
It's such a bop. It has no right being as good as it is.
Yeah, it's just about someone who's nicked some mugs.
Yeah, it's good fun.
I don't know.
I had an idea. I originally thought that the twist was going to be that he just used them in his room to pee in, but
No, just big sip.
just love sipping on tea.
For anyone who wants to know, it's Tom Cardy, Secret Shame. It's the song.
Yeah, it is. It is. Tim, how are you?
I'm not so bad. How are you?
I am A-okay. I'm sure we'll talk about it more, but let's get into the episode. We're going to start the same way that we always do with your pub quiz question of the week.
Pub quiz question of the week. Not a jingle. That's a sound effect at best.
What we have there is a fucking jingle, Tim. Tim
Pub
hitting the
quiz.
fucking dab to the jingle.
Every week. Pub quiz question of the week. Joey, what are the what? Wait, I'll start that again. Joey, the Canary Islands are named after what animal?
A bird?
No.
Well, a canary is a bird.
But it's not named after canaries.
Is it a kind of dog?
Kind of.
A wolf?
No.
I don't know what other kind of dog there is.
Well, what I'll do is
honestly, I was thinking canary sort of sounds like prairie, and you have prairie dogs.
well, we'll come to the explanation at the end, but you're all along the right lines.
So, is it a dog?
Dogs is the answer to this question, but there is more to it. There is more to the answer.
So I was right.
You are half right. There's two answers.
Do I get half a point?
I'll give you half a point for now.
Hold on. Is it birds and dogs?
It's not birds and dogs.
Birds and dogs and birds and dogs and birds and...
and dogs.
Anyway, Tim, this episode, so for that, the old cheeky peek behind the curtain that we often give, we are recording this on Tuesday this
Completely
week.
threw me off my week.
This episode is going out before our last episode that we recorded last week has gone out, so we don't know what the reception is. Could have been that horrific thing you said made it and you've been cancelled.
Sorry for the long history, everyone.
Yeah, we got a lot of history of someone that I really, really hated by the end of it.
Well, I've made it a point to get a short one this week. Sorry, I've still got a bit of a lingering cough.
That's okay. Okay, Tim, but it's recording on the 15th, but it goes out on the 23rd.
Quite in advance.
Yeah, I mean, that's about as advanced as we get at the moment because we're recording Monday's episode later today. What day of the week is the 23rd?
That's a Wednesday.
It's a fucking Wednesday.
Tim and Joey talking loud. Holidays that make them proud. Calendar check every week. Which day holds the peak? Valentine's is on a pivot. Christmas Eve sometimes hits it. New Year's Eve can be found smiling on a Wednesday round. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Time to shake the mood. Celebrate whatever's there. Make the middle week a fair.
Tim, what a jingle and what a distraction. There is a few days here for you. Some
Mhm.
good ones, some not so good ones. Starting with iPod Day. iPod, not iPhone.
Yeah. Like, pretty, like, culturally significant thing.
Yeah, pretty cool. National Mole Day,
As in, like, skin mole or burrowing mole?
as in burrowing moles.
Or a spy?
Burrowing moles, but the picture that the website I use has put up is a calendar doing a very complex math equation on a blackboard. I don't really understand that.
Don't understand the relevance.
but anyway, yeah. Swallows depart from San Juan Capistrano Day.
That's so specific, I'm not even going to count it.
National Boston Cream Pie Day.
Good for those in Boston, but nah.
Well, if you're visiting Boston on Wednesday the 23rd,
Be sure to get a cream pie.
make sure you wear a condom. National Horror Movie Day.
Do you like a horror movie?
That's a good one. Medical Assistance Recognition Day.
Yeah, important.
Or National TV Talk Show Host Day.
Nah, they get enough airtime.
Well, well done. I thought of a few TV show hosts that you might want to enjoy.
If James Corden is anywhere on this list,
No, we'll start with Hugh Edwards.
well,
Yeah.
the BBC guy who's currently in trouble.
I mean, In Trouble is quite
Is
a
a
light
light
way
way
of
of putting-
putting committed paedophilic acts.
Yeah, he's in a
Richard-
spot of bother.
Richard Bacon,
Don't know who that is.
released from BBC Blue Peter after admitting he took cocaine in 1998.
Okay.
Peter Rippon
No idea.
shelved a 6-week investigation into Jimmy Savile's cases.
Cool.
Philip Schofield,
Yeah, I know about him.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Savile.
Forgot he had a talk show, but sure.
Any of them you want to appreciate today?
No, they don't sound like a particularly fun bunch. I'm going to go with iPod Day.
You're not going to go with National Horror Movie Day.
I like horror movies, but the iPod is very culturally significant.
Do you know what? Fuck the iPod, Tim. I'm removing that from the thing.
All
It's
right, movie day
fine.
then.
It's fine.
All right,
But
horror
then-
movie day then. If you're
How are
removing it
you
from the
going to
list,
celebrate?
go watch a horror movie or recreate one. I don't give a shit.
Don't recreate them. They often involve killing people. That's
Go be the final girl in the horror movie.
what Survivor mass murder.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, good luck.
You do it
doing
every
that
day,
this time.
audience. Just do it more.
I've never considered that every day you're just surviving mass murder.
You avoid death every day. Just keep doing that.
Apart from once, when you get it wrong,
Then it goes very wrong.
then it's very wrong. Okay, well, National Horror Movie Day. Tim, I'm sorry I removed iPod Day. It's just shit.
Yeah, but the adverts were cool. Like when it was just like the silhouette adverts.
Yeah, well, it's the picture that they've used for it is their calendar icon silhouetted with a cheeky iPod. I've sent it in the chat though, so you can see it.
So I've had my Steam Deck for a little while.
Yep.
I only found out the other day that where you're meant to scroll down pages is like an iPod click wheel.
Oh, nice.
So for the audience that are too young and babby to remember, the old iPods had a big circular interface on them. And when you scrolled was with your thumb, like you were turning a wheel to scroll the page.
That was
Steam Deck
very
has the
cool.
same thing. I just thought the trackpad was fucked.
Really?
Yeah, I just thought it was broken.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, yeah. National Horror Movie Day. Tim, what horror movie would you watch?
I'm gonna go to ChatGPT and ask it to pick a horror movie because I can't think of one right now.
Can I tell you one that I really want to watch?
Yeah,
Is The Terrifier.
The Terrifier.
Yeah, with the stupid black and white clown that everyone loves. Art the Clown.
Oh yeah.
They're meant to be quite good films, like quite stupid good films.
All right. Going from ChatGPT's recommendation, we would pick Hereditary, which actually is a very good horror movie.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Do you want to get straight into films?
Yeah, we'll go straight to films on that topic.
Okay. Don't forget, I don't have the jingle in the thing.
Oh
so
yeah,
you're gonna have to perform it live.
Movies.
That was beautiful, Tim.
Beautiful.
We watched The Platform 2.
Oh, I hated this so much. I hated this.
Okay, well, you can explain the story in 40 seconds.
Okay. There is a prison with 333 floors on it and about 2 people per floor, with a hole in the middle and a platform that descends from the top every day to the bottom with every prisoner's favorite food on it. But there's nothing stopping the prisoners at the top eating the prisoners at the bottom's food. And every month, the people get shuffled around the floor. So sometimes they have their turn on top, etc. And it's about forming societies and almost religious-like things in the prison, given the confined circumstances.
Very well explained. So you loved this film.
It was unbelievably stupid. But fucking dumb.
No.
I hate this. What was with the... Okay, we're going to have to talk specifics of the plot. I'll give you a fun fact.
Sorry,
audience.
hold on.
Spoilers.
This is a 2024 film, so I feel obliged to say spoiler warning for The Platform 2.
Yep. Good news, audience. There is only about 2 plot points in the whole movie. One of which is the big guy from the start of the movie sets himself on fire when he realizes that things are not right in the prison or something. I forget why he does it.
Yeah.
I watched this film 2 days ago and I don't remember any of the character motivations.
Okay.
Do
you remember why he was in the prison?
Because he tried to set his parents' house on fire, but then he chickened out and set fire to a pizza box, and the parents were like, "You're still going to prison."
Do you remember why he was trying to set them on fire?
No.
Because they didn't give him pizza.
Yeah. His whole fucking character arc is, I like pizza.
But
no
he
one
was
had
also
better eat my pizza.
He was also a genius mathematician.
Who couldn't trust maths anymore when all was said and done.
He said it was so funny. I laughed out loud at this part. She went, "You're a genius mathematician? Why don't you like maths anymore?" And he said, this equation here. And it was the square root of -1. And he said, "At that point, numbers become imaginary. And I can't trust what isn't real."
Yeah.
Fuck off.
It's an absolutely stupid movie. And the other point that happens in this film, the other major point, I should say, they have these things. I mentioned they establish religions, but they have these things called barbarians who eat other people's food. Oh no. Mm-hmm. And they work out that there's some barbarians below them, and the law of the big shaft, as I'm calling it,
okay, cool.
is like, if there's a barbarian below you and everyone works it out, then the 4 people from the 2 floors above you are supposed to go down there and sort them out.
When you say sort them out, you mean kill them?
Yeah, push them down a pit, hit them with a bed, whatever. But then the people who are on floor, like the floor above that, above the 2 floors that are going down, they're like 2. And then a man who seems to be king prisoner but without eyes is like, "That's illegal in my kingdom. You're going to be beaten up." And then they have an end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That is the movie.
What's not to understand about that, Tim?
This film must have been so cheap to produce. Like, I was looking at the sets.
So I agree. I don't think that should be a detriment to the film. I actually think that the set design was pretty cool, really. Nah. Although I think you missed out a big question.
How does the
The
platform go
very
up and
end
down?
of the film. Well, there's
Oh.
that, but I just thought magnets.
Very powerful magnets.
Very powerful magnets. But the question I have is the ending of the film. What the hell did that mean? So at the end, and this is the big spoiler, she works her way down to floor 333
And beyond.
by pretending to be dead. So when they clear the corpses, they try and clear her, but she sneaks under a bed when she sees a child.
I forgot about this because for some reason, there are no gravity in this, and this is
Why
never explained.
was there no gravity?
I don't know. There was no gravity for like the last 5 minutes of the movie, and there were people in the scuba suits, but no one else needed to breathe or was breathing, making the scuba suits redundant. And so she tries to like no gravity jump from under one bed to under another bed, and she wangs her head on the other bed in the most fucking hilarious way. Like it made an audible thunk.
Well,
no one
not only
noticed.
that, but bits of her head flew
come
out.
off.
So that was really funny. I'll come back to why I thought that was so funny in a minute. But there was a child there, and
It was the child at the top of the pile from a scene that no one acknowledged.
Well, but a scene that no one understood either.
Mm.
It was never explained, but the child was there, and he would have died basically because he's on floor 333. All the food will be gone by the time it gets to him. She thinks I'm going to save his life. Right, I understand that. The way she tries to save his life is to put him on the table that descends down, and it descends down into an abyss that when it hits the floor, there are loads of incredibly gaunt zombie people, is how I would describe them.
But they can speak perfect English.
Well, yeah, they can. And she says, I won't let you have him. And one of them says, this is only the start of his journey, but it's the end of yours. And nothing actually happened. It just ended.
Yeah.
Like, we saw the platform go up before, and we can only assume that it hits a ceiling.
Yeah.
This kid is asleep on said platform. When that goes up, the boy's marmalade. It's not gonna be good.
Well, the other thing as well, Payne watched this with me and was like, have you seen there's an after credits scene? Do you know when
Is
the after
there?
credits scene happened? After the first credit.
What?
Yeah. They showed the first credit.
I turned it off so quickly. I did not see it.
The first credit was Mila Smith or Milena Smith, as I've got it on the IMDb here. And it's someone else putting another child on a table and then someone else putting another child on it. So this cycle keeps repeating. We should also mention the child on top of the pile scene. Because
I didn't get it. I didn't understand it.
Every now and again, the film would just cut to maybe 50 children playing Ring Around the Roses around a slide in a stone room, while occasionally some of them went down the slide, and then they all started kicking the shit out of each other until one of them climbed on top of a pile, and a woman in a suit went, "He's the one," and then took him away to be stuck to a bed in a basement.
Yeah. I mean, there's other bits as well. So I had a favourite character in this.
Oh, yeah?
I wonder if it would be the same as yours. The creepy old man who brought a knife in with him, and then when she said, "Do you want to escape with me?" he said, No. This has been the best month of my life," after he's just basically ravaged and eaten humans for weeks.
And then, like, he spent like 10 minutes playing guitar with a woman that he then killed like 2 seconds later. That guy was a champion.
It was. There was also some scenes that I did like. I didn't like, but I watched and thought, oh, that's actually quite hard to watch. So the religious people, if you break what they call the law, which is don't eat other people's food, if someone's a barbarian, then it's only 2 floors that can go down and kill them. No idea why. If you don't
it's
respect
to keep the communication between floors open,
right? But if you don't respect the law, your boy and his cronies come down and will decide how to kill you. So what they did to the main character, because it was her first offence, is they took her arm
Mhm.
and they tied the arm and they pulled it over the pit. So when the table came down,
It just took the arm.
cut her arm off. That was quite hard to watch. Don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that it?
Well, if it didn't look like it was just made of like fucking strawberry Kool-Aid when it was spurting out blood, then yeah.
So you loved this film?
I fucking hated this movie
If-
much.
If you were in The Shaft, as you lovingly called it, what would your food be?
Probably just like sushi.
Sushi.
Yeah. Well, I don't want
This is
something
all
sweet.
you can eat forever.
Yeah, it's like rice,
This
it's
needs
fish,
to
it's
be
vegetables.
sustenance for you.
Yeah.
Sushi is pithy.
No, because like there's rice, there's vegetables, there's fish, there's meat. It's good. It's a good choice.
It's a terrible choice. So much so that when you go to the land of sushi, you're choosing to go to McDonald's. So
Just to try.
I think I'd have a jacket potato with chili and cheese.
It's a good shout. Good shout.
There was one character in it who chose plums. What a fucking moron.
Idiot.
She would be shitting for days. Yeah, so you're giving this 2 blokes from Blighty thumbs up?
I gave it 2 stars on IMDb.
Well, that's not even a bloke from Blighty.
That's not even a bloke from Blighty, not even half a bloke.
Are you inclined to go and watch the Platform 1?
No.
Do you not think it would be better than the Platform 2?
No.
I actually think I might watch it.
I mean, I'll probably watch it just because I like terrible cinema, but that is about it.
But there's a difference in terrible cinema and unintentionally terrible cinema.
Oh yeah, that's why I've
Right.
picked what we're watching next week.
Oh god. Okay, so what are we watching next week?
We're going to watch one of Netflix's current top 10 movies, Uglies, with Joey King.
Don't know who that is.
We love Joey King. She plays all the worst characters.
What has she been in that I would know?
She's been on Wish Upon.
That I said that I would know. Oh, hold on. I forgot that you. Oh, it's on Disney Plus. I'm a music lover. Whoa.
Okay.
That's for you. That's you.
She's in We Were the Lucky Ones.
Don't know it.
She's in Bullet Train as Prince.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Uglies.
Uglies.
Okay. All right. Well, watch Uglies with us in
In a week's time.
In a week's time. Yeah, do that. Is it a horror movie?
I don't know. It's something about a dystopian future where plastic surgery is the law.
Actually, sounds quite fun.
Maybe, and then you see that hoverboards are involved, so we'll see.
Hey, Back to the Future 2 is best of the 3, in my opinion.
Do you remember that game Airblade on the PS2?
Yes. Fucking
what a game.
great game.
What a game.
I actually think it wasn't a great game, but our nostalgic mind is going, we lived in a time where we didn't have endless games at our disposal, so we
Also
bought
financial responsibility.
we bought Airblade and thought, this is cool because I play it.
Yeah, it's about it.
Right, Tim.
Yeah.
We got a celebrity.
Oh, we do.
that R from Tim is disappointment because he forgot that he has to not impersonate the celebrity. Should we invite him?
I forgot how his fucking voice goes.
Yeah, it's in the jingle. Tim, I think he's at the door. Shall I play his jingle?
Yeah, go for it.
There's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. Hey, it's
Ringo. P.S. Yes, we do have hamburgers and fries in England, but we call French fries chips.
Hello, Ringo. Is that enough for Tim to know how you speak?
Probably not.
Is this really it? Are we not doing?
I don't know how to impersonate
Tim,
Ringo
he
Starr.
talks like this. It's Ringo.
He's like
Starr.
this. He's a bit northern, a bit nasally.
He's actually Scouse, Tim.
Oh yes, he is Scouse.
Shall we-
He's
shall
like
we-
chicken.
No, not that chicken. Not that Scouse.
Oh, he likes
He's
chicken.
Yeah, that's great. That's a
There
fine
you go,
Ringo
Ringo
Starr.
Starr.
Okay,
It's all
right.
up here in the nasal palate.
Exactly, and he talks slowly, and that's it. So we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. It's not getting cut, but we're gonna pretend it didn't
For
happen.
the audience, that's how you impersonate me.
And
Chip.
and I'm gonna play the jingle again. Okay, so we'll just pretend it didn't happen. Okay.
All right, thank you.
There's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. Hey, it's
Ringo. P.S. Yes, we do have hamburgers and fries in England, but we call French fries chips.
Oh, it's Ringo.
Hi, Ringo.
Hello.
Where the fuck are you from? Hi, Ringo. Lovely to have you here.
It's lovely to be here.
You sound just like your normal self, Ringo. Ringo, we have a lot of people who. Well, that's a lie. We have people who listen who who will know who you are and will like the Beatles. Obviously, you're a big name in the scene, I think. But people.
I
will
was in
wanna
The
know from
Simpsons
you.
for an episode.
There you go. Still a little bit Yorkshire there, Tim. But I just wanted to know, what's your favourite Beatles song?
I like Yellow Submarine because they let me write that one.
Oh, well, there you go. There's a bit of an insight. Anything else you want to say, Ringo, before I send him away to study your voice?
We have French fries in England, but we call them chips.
Oh, lovely. Oh, well, thanks for stopping by, Ringo. That was a middling success, I would say. Tim, you're back in the room. Ringo left.
Did he?
Well, when he heard his voice, yeah, he abruptly left.
He's gone to the nose, throat, and ear doctor or whatever.
He has. Tim, what would you like to do next? Do you want to do weird history now?
Yeah, we'll knock out weird history.
Okay, cool.
History. Weird history.
Weird history. Don't forget, if I have questions, Tim,
Mm-hmm.
you might hear, oh shit, no, not that. Stop playing that.
Show
you might
some
hear
fucking
this.
respect.
What was the first jingle?
That was the Two Girls, One Reusable Cup trailer again.
Oh, okay. Leonard Bacharach.
Hold on.
Show some fucking respect.
Who?
Leonard Bacharach.
Okay.
Born in 1862 Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
Stowed away on a ship, the SS Freezer, at age 14, heading to the US. Okay.
Show some fucking respect.
The SS Freezer.
Freezer.
Freezer. I was going to ask if they were in a war with the SS. SS? Goku, yeah.
Yeah.
Weeb jokes don't suit me.
He was discovered by the ship's captain and forced to be a member of crew, and ended up sailing back to Berlin and then back to America before being allowed to leave. So he had to do the journey twice. Right?
Why?
Because he was a stowaway. He was
Okay.
breaking the law.
Sorry, the law.
The law. He moved between states before signing up to the cavalry in Detroit, and his fellow soldiers made fun of him for being Jewish.
Mhm.
When he learned that the Native Americans he was fighting could scalp him, he abandoned the cavalry and sold his gun and horse to a farmer, and then made his way to San Francisco in 1884 at age 22. While working at a market, two men approached him and offered him a job in a local museum show. He accepted the offer before knowing what the role actually was, and by the time he got round to asking, the arrangements had already been made, and it was too late to back out. The role he ended up being was to act as the Wild Man of Borneo.
What?
The Wild Man of Borneo.
What's the Wild Man of Borneo?
So basically, like an indigenous caveman.
Right. Okay.
On his
Good.
first day, the two men stripped him and covered him in road tar and a lot of horsehair, giving him, quote, a savage and ferocious appearance.
Sounds like a wild man.
He was handcuffed and chained and put in a heavy cage with a sign outside it advertising his appearance along with a ticket price. It cost a dime to go and see him, and it was a huge success. To add to the realism, raw meat was placed in the cage, and he was forced to eat this like a wild animal.
My God, this sounds awful.
He would occasionally growl, shake the bars, and start yelling, "Oofty Goofty."
I think we've found the title of the episode.
Spectators were told that people from Borneo spoke 21 languages but understood none of them.
Right.
So, the act only lasted a week, though, because 2 Irish guys came along and started jabbing him in the ribs, and he told them to stop in English.
Right.
The show closed. And the 2 men bolted with the money, and Oofty Goofty, as he was now known, was stuck covered in tar and hair. Now, because Oofty Goofty was unable to sweat, he became incredibly ill.
Okay.
So doctors tried for days to remove the tar before covering him in tar solvent and laying him on the hospital roof to try and soften it up. Eventually, they got it all off. Oofty then got a job as a mascot for a baseball team, but his contract was awful. If the team won, he would get $20, but if they lost, they got to beat the shit out of him.
What is this? Can I just say, I searched Oofty Goofty in Google, and there's a picture here that has come up. Don't know if you can see that. And it's like an old-timey drawing of someone wearing a sandwich board thing. Sandwich boards, whatever they're called. And it just says, "Hit me with this bat, 25 cents."
We're going to get to that.
I'm glad we're getting to that.
So, we've got the baseball contract. Joey, remind me what the contract was?
If they win $20, if they lose, they get to beat the shit out of him.
They beat the shit out of him for the first 2 days on the job because he lost the game. To quote to quote Oofty, "They nearly beat the life out of me and then made me walk home."
What is this contract?
It's just a contract he had. But Oofty quit after day 2.
So he didn't make a penny from it?
Pretty much. Oofty was then sentenced for deserting the army earlier and sentenced to 3 years hard labor. To try and get out, he would pretend to...
Show some fucking respect.
Show some fucking respect to Oofty Goofty. Tim, can you remind me what Oofty's actual name is?
Leonard Bacharach.
Leonard Bacharach. Obviously, the next logical step is Oofty Goofty.
Oofty Goofty.
Sorry, carry on.
He was sentenced to hard labor, and to try and get out, he would pretend to have fits, but then doctors would work out that he was faking it. One day in prison, though, he fell off something very high, injured himself, and then told he could go. So,
sorry, I think I missed. Why was he in prison?
For deserting the army.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oofty then returned to San Francisco and wanted to get into theater work. He got a job at a local beer hall where his job was to drink 6 beers in 10 minutes with a teaspoon while smoking a cigar.
This man does not know what a job is, does he?
Patrons did not like the show. So they physically threw him out onto the pavement, and what would have been a painful and humiliating experience was actually eye-opening for Oofty because he knew now where to take his career. Despite being thrown onto the pavement and beaten, he discovered that he felt no physical pain.
Right.
So, he used his talent to tour the city, allowing people to beat him up for a price.
Fucking hell.
10 cents, Oofty would let a man kick him as hard as he pleased. 25 cents, he would take a beating with a walking stick.
Jeez.
And for 50 cents, he would allow people to get one hard swing with a baseball bat that he carried with him.
This is tragic. I really wanted to like Oofty Goofty.
You'll get to like him, don't worry. So,
okay.
In 1891, world heavyweight boxing champion John L. Sullivan was in town for a fight. Oofty invited Sullivan to hit him as hard as he could with a billiard cue. Sullivan did this, fracturing 3 of Oofty's vertebrae. Oofty tried to laugh this off, but this caused him to walk with a limp for the rest of his life, and he now felt pain flinching at the slightest touch. Oofty then attempted to push a wheelbarrow from San Francisco to New York for a bet. Right?
I feel so sad for Oofty.
He made it 40 miles before falling into a creek. After this, You okay?
Yeah. Okay.
After this, he got a job as a human skittle, where patrons would win a cigar if they could hit him with a baseball.
Jesus Christ.
After this, he got a role in a spoof theatre production called Borneo and Juliet, where the script was mostly unchanged, but he was back to playing the wild man of Borneo.
God, Goofty.
For $29,
Hold
he
on,
allowed
this
himself...
This isn't for a question. This is just for Goofty to himself.
Show some fucking respect.
For $29, he allowed himself to be shipped in a box to Sacramento, rather, as a gift for a lady. At one point, he was left upside down in a warehouse over a weekend.
Right.
Oofty was then invited to Texas, where he was asked if he could eat 30 quail in 30 hours. Quote, "This is my first experience eating quail, and it was the hardest experience of my life. However, I considered myself to be the quail-eating champion of America."
Oofty needs to really find a female friend.
Oofty would then travel around oil fields in Texas, entertaining drunk workers by drinking beers with a spoon and engaging in quail-eating contests. That was seemingly very popular at the time. However, this died out, and Oofty soon became a counterfeit diamond merchant. It is not known what happened to Oofty after this.
Oh,
That's the end of Weird History.
That was quite sad, really. I didn't really like that one. I mean, I liked his name.
Mm.
I liked that he was a bit like a sitcom character. And I imagine
a cartoon.
Everything that he did was followed by a wow.
Yeah.
But he needs some respect.
Needs some respect. Would you pay Oofty Goofty for anything?
Show some fucking respect.
Show some fucking respect to Oofty Goofty.
Would you pay Oofty for anything?
Yeah, just to give him like a break from getting the shit beaten out of him.
But his team lost 2 days in a row.
I don't care. Oh, right, Tim.
Yep.
I need something that's... Oh, no, that's not the right one.
Oh, we're not doing the pub quiz yet.
No, hold on.
Not a jingle, that's a sound effect.
Can't do anything about it. Cut this out.
No, leave it in, it's fine.
I'm so fucking disheveled like Oofty Goofty. I was going to click the Podmas jingle. That's really not...
that's not the one.
I want to be... Right, here we go, Tim.
That's pretty funny, to be fair. That joke was weak. I misread that as that's the joke of the week. One, two, three, four.
Tim, welcome to our joke section of the week, where if you haven't heard it before, Tim and I will tell each other jokes. The goal here is to make the other person laugh, and when that other person laughs, the section ends, and that joke is deemed the joke of the week. Tim, how many have you got?
8.
I have 10.
Oh, you go first.
Tim,
Mm-hmm.
where do ghosts buy their food?
Go on.
At the ghostery store. I tried.
You tried very hard, I believe in you.
Okay, cool, carry on.
I hate puns about paper. They're terrible.
They are terrible.
Yeah.
Tim, why did the ghost quit studying?
What? There's a lot of ghost ones in this one.
Because he was too ghoul for school.
That's really good. I like that one a lot. One a lot.
Carry on.
A guy at work attacked me for my love of the metric system. He beat me within 2.54 centimeters of my life.
That's good. I like that one. What room does a ghost not need in their house?
But no.
A living room.
Makes sense. They are dead.
Are you noticing a theme here?
I am noticing a theme. I found out there's a library next door to my house. They kept that quiet.
Good. What's Ghost's favourite fruit?
Banana.
Boo berries.
There it is.
Banana would have been a better answer.
My girlfriend found out I replaced our bed with a trampoline. She hit the roof.
Good. What do ghost pandas eat?
Shoots or bamboo.
Bamboo.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense. There's a guy with 37 sheep, and he goes to get a sheepdog. He buys one, and amazingly, the sheepdog can talk. The dog finishes herding, and he says, "There we are, 40 sheep." The farmer says, "I only have 37." He goes, "I know, I rounded them up."
Nice. Little red herring there about the talking dog.
Yeah.
Where does a ghost go on vacation?
Barbados.
Malibu.
Yep, there it is. What do you call a filmmaker tent that's been locked away?
I don't know.
Tenting Quarantino.
Good. That is good. How does a ghost cow laugh?
Moo.
Moo ha 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 ha.
Oh, okay. And then my last one is red vegetables are kind of cool. They're rad-ish.
I like that one. That was good. That was
Bad
good.
joke.
Okay, I have 3 more, Tim.
Okay.
So I must have had 11. What position does a ghost play in soccer?
Don't know.
Goalkeeper.
That's good. Sorry, I've just realised I do have one more.
Okay.
How do you get 2 whales in a car?
I don't know. How do you get 2 whales in a car?
You go across the Severn Bridge.
I get it. Yeah, that took me a long time.
Yeah, it's a
Get
geography
2
joke.
whales in a car, not
Yeah.
2 whales. Okay, very good. What's a ghost's favourite play? Romeo and Juliet.
Right, okay.
Do you want my last one?
Yes, go on. Jesus fucking Christ. What? How many? Go.
Guess which joke's getting bleeped?
Yeah, no shit.
Does that count as a laugh?
Sure.
Let me just play the fucking joke thing again. You gotta do the trumpet this time, though.
Yeah. That's pretty funny, to be fair. That joke was weak. I misread that as that's the joke of the week.
Didn't hear it. Do it again.
Didn't get cut out again. There we go.
That was beautiful. Not repeat the joke of the week, Tim.
Nope,
No.
what a beep.
Not happen. So, Tim, a few things here. Don't have time to get to them all. There is a couple I want to talk to you about. So, first one, you put going to the football.
Yeah, I'm going to go to a football game on Saturday.
Which one?
Western AFC.
It's not a real football match.
It's a football match. They got a ground.
Who are they playing?
Boreham Wood, I think they're called.
Boreham Wood are quite popular.
Western AFC standings.
Fixtures is what you want.
That's the word. Fixtures. Yeah, I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to go.
Who are you going with?
Me.
Oh, nice.
It's on my odd. Yeah, it's Boreham Wood they're playing.
That's fun. What inspired you to do that?
I don't know. Tickets are cheap. Might as well. I got the Saturday off.
How much is a ticket?
Like 15 quid.
That's all right.
That's not bad.
Quite good.
That's
fun. Are you going to become a Western fan?
Probably not, but I can say I've been.
Are you going to get mad into football?
Ooh. Lads. 5 leagues below everyone else. Ooh.
Do you know what division they're in?
I did read. It begins with a V and it's named after a
Is
thing.
it Vanarama National League?
Something like that, yeah.
But is it? I'm guessing it's National League South.
Yeah, Vanarama.
National League South, right?
Yeah.
So that is 5 leagues below Villa.
There you go. Called it.
There you go. And you are a Villa fan, as we know. Big
As
Villa
we know.
fan.
I'm sure if I go on my Villa shot, I'll be very welcomed.
I'm sure you wouldn't. So
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Tim, I'm going to let you have one more choice of one of the things. What would you like to talk about?
Well, let me pull the thing back up.
What's
Let's talk about your trip
Hangle?
to the zoo.
Just tell me. Sorry, you put reading Hangul. We might bring this back for next week. What's Hangul?
Just so it's Korean.
Oh, cool.
I found a very quick tutorial on how to read the consonants of Korean, and now I'm reading the vowels.
Cool.
It's just a neat little thing I've learned to do in about 10-15 minutes. I obviously haven't
Language
mastered.
expert.
I haven't learn what any of the words mean, but I can write the word banana in Korean now. So it could be
Well,
like the Korean Minions movie.
if that isn't enough to get you really hype for Korean language, then what is?
I don't know.
Okay, do you want to talk about a trip to the zoo?
Yeah, let's talk about your trip to the zoo.
We went to Who Zoo.
Who zoo?
Who Zoo, spelled Hoozoo.
Full of owls.
There was loads of owls.
See?
It was good. I liked it. It was really fun. We went because my son has a bit of a fascination with dinosaurs at the moment.
Sure.
And they had an animatronic dinosaur section, which, when I say animatronic dinosaur, I bet you think it sounds awful, because I did.
Well, as long as it's not the one from that TikTok where the guy got punched in the face with by a gorilla.
That's a great video.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. It hits him
Before we
so
talk
hard.
Before we talk about my trip to the zoo, you just tell me, like, as if you're watching it, as if you're doing the visual description of that TikTok, just do it.
Well, it's quite clearly a controlled car on like a predetermined rail path going through like a fake safari.
Yeah.
And like it's filmed from the back of like what looks like a golf car.
Mhm.
And there's these kids at the front screaming, oh my god, a dinosaur, and a dinosaur's leaning in. And then just a gorilla comes out, a man in a gorilla suit comes around the corner and decks a kid. Like just straight in the middle of his face. Like it makes an amazing sound. And then the camera pans back to the gorilla, who's just like, oh.
I watched that TikTok more times than I care to admit.
Oh, it's amazing. It's a
funny.
really good one.
Yeah, so Who Zoo, animatronic dinosaurs, they're pretty fun. They made noises when you walk past them. They went rah, and they moved their heads about and arms and that, which was good. But the zoo itself was great. We got to feed wallabies.
That's cool. They have cute poop.
Do they?
They do.
Wow. But one of the highlights was a video I sent you, Tim.
You did. I couldn't work out what it was at first.
So imagine there was this space with all these llamas and sheep and like raccoons in an all exhibit and prairie dogs. And then there's this little shed with a window either side. And the shed can't have been more than like 10 foot long by about 6 foot wide.
Sure.
And inside are two absolutely enormous tortoises.
Yeah.
And Tim, I could just hear this noise that was like, dong, 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 dong. And I thought, what the hell is that? And I went over to the window and the turtles were fucking.
They were fucking laying turtle pipes.
So I did what every self-respecting adult man would do, filmed it and sent it to Tim.
Yep.
I
couldn't work it out at first.
Because Tim's never had sex.
No. Not turtle sex anyway.
Well, have you seen that video of the turtle shagging a shoe and it goes,
He goes,
yeah, good. Recommend Who Zoo. Good fun for all the family, unless you are turtle.
Go see a turtle shagging.
Go see a turtle shagging. But I don't think I've seen a UK zoo with raccoons in.
Are they raccoons?
Like 3 or 4 different raccoons.
I swear the one on the Bristol Road in Birmingham has one.
No, it doesn't. They've got red pandas there, but they don't have raccoons.
Oh.
Neat. Yeah, it's good fun. I'd recommend it, and it was quite cheap for a zoo to get into. Yeah, a good day. I think good, nice, fun, wholesome day.
Good shit. We love that. What was your favorite animal that you saw there, other than the turtles? Fucking
the raccoon. I really like the raccoon, and they had a whole like walk through lemur exhibit. Which was quite cool. It did make me think about. Do you remember when we went on holiday to France and we stayed in a caravan, and the caravan park had a zoo on it?
Yes, and the animals got out.
Every single day, they were like, "Oh, just watch out! This animal's escaped from the zoo." And
Today
they
it's
lost.
A horse.
There was a horse one day. A peacock went into our caravan, if you remember that.
Yeah, that was a fun one because we had to trap a peacock in a caravan.
Day one, they were like, just so you know, 5 lemurs have escaped from the zoo. They will be somewhere on the campsite. We're not that bothered about going to get them because they'll find their way home when they're hungry. Don't feed them. It'll mean that they'll come back. And they just lived on the roof of the caravan next to us for the entire week that we were there.
Yeah. They were just hanging out.
Yeah.
I imagine people were feeding them.
I imagine what I was feeding them. I imagine, because obviously I can't say for certain.
Sure.
But yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed that. And it brought back some lovely memories, Tim.
We love that.
Memories. Okay, let's
Memories.
talk about pub quiz question.
Yes, pub quiz question of the week. Joey, what are the Canary Islands named after? You've already established it's a dog, but
Birds and dogs and birds and dogs.
Not birds and dogs and birds and dogs. Do you want the
Go on.
answer?
Yeah.
So they are named after dogs. It was basically named by the Romans. For the loose translation of canine was Elas Canarias, because it became the Canary Islands.
Mhm.
But what's even more interesting is that it's theorized that the Romans named after the large dogs on the island, which were in fact monk seals.
The Romans thought the seals were dogs.
Yep, and then named it the Canary Islands.
That's pretty cool. I
So
like
we've
that
got
one.
sea, land, and air.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, good quiz.
Swim, surf, and turf.
Yeah,
No, surf, air, and turf.
slap, flap, and bap.
What's bap?
That's the sound that a dog makes when it hits the floor.
Oh, good.
That's the sound of Oofty Goofty going after.
Oofty Goofty. All right, Tim. Anyone you want to shout out from the pod pack?
Let me find someone to shout out. I'm going to say robotic bow toaster.
Ooh, up the toast.
Up the toast.
Also, I always love shouting out our good friends at Talking Smack. Josh
Casting Views
is a beautiful man. The lovely Dan from Casting Views. The wonderful, buttery, smooth-voiced Satsu from Chatsunami. The boys over at Seismic Cinema. Always good fun. Yeah, check them all out. Check out everyone in the pod pack. We are a proud member of it. And Tim, anything you want to say to our dear listeners?
Take that, you bastards.
Take that, you bastards. Follow us on X, Game Club Pod. Follow us on Twitch, Game Club Pod. Follow us anywhere you want on Game Club Pod. And we'll see you in a week's time.
Bye.